Previously on
Casey tarantulas.
I have been taking care of my tarantulas, just haven't been filming it, but I'm going to get back into it.
Why you always lying?
Hey guys, Mike with Casey Tarantulas here, and I'm very sorry that I didn't stick to that getting back into recording thing so much. I unfortunately had some really tragic family things happen. My father was hit while on his motorcycle, and he is currently still in the hospital, but it's been about 2.5 weeks, and about a good solid week and a half of that, he was in a coma. It was very scary, and so I had to go back to St. Louis, where I'm originally from, and basically stay in a hospital for a very long period of time, which not something I enjoy. So anyways, I am back home for a little bit and just trying to get back into the swing of things. I had a friend named Jacob, thanks Jacob, who came over and did some feeding and watering for me while I was away, and I really appreciate that, seriously. And so now that I'm back home, and it's been a little bit, and I've been able to kind of rest and relax, I was going to go ahead and deal with another type of emergency that has kind of happened within my collection, and so I'm going to record that and kind of go over with you guys what has happened and kind of what I plan to do about it. But thank you so much to everybody that has come over from Petco's channel and Tarantula Cat's channel with the videos that I was on there. I appreciate you guys checking me out and subscribing to the channel. We've definitely experienced some growth while I've been away, surprisingly, and that's been great. I look forward to making more videos. Hopefully can stick to it this time, but do pardon me if they're a little less frequent, as I still kind of have some stuff I need to deal with my dad. Thank you to everyone that's reached out and sent prayers and good thoughts and good vibes my way. I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what we're dealing with today. So, shortly after I returned, we had a bit of an accident, and I'm definitely at part for this, my fault, and just, to kind of keep transparency and show you guys that, everybody that makes videos about tarantulas doesn't necessarily always do everything perfect, and, we make mistakes, just like anybody else, really. So, one early morning, I believe the day after I returned, I heard a pretty loud crash, and I came out, and this enclosure had fallen, and I know the culprit just happens to be one of my kittens. And I have a table that this is on that I keep kind of in front of my tarantula enclosure. Usually has a bunch of stuff on it, and it did that day too. But I left my chair kind of close to it, and it seems that the cat was able to get up on the chair, get up on the table, and then jump across into a fairly small gap and squeeze himself in between the shelf and this enclosure, and then somehow was able to push it, even though it's got this really heavy sand in here, push it off. Rouge, as you can see, is perfectly fine. Luckily, I'm very, very lucky and very happy that Rouge is okay. And I'm going to be reevaluating kind of my entire setup going forward. My previous cat really paid no attention whatsoever to the tarantulas, and it was a little naive of me to expect that these new kittens would do the same. So, I'm going to be figuring out a way to put either glass or a door of some sort in front of all these nooks that I have all my tarantulas on. But today our project is going to be putting Rouge into a new enclosure. She definitely deserves it, and I definitely am getting her something a little bit bigger than this, just as an apology. So let's go ahead and get the new enclosure set up. Alright, so I got this even larger critter keeper here. I believe it is a, let's see if I can find what size it is for you guys. It doesn't say. Okay. Well, we'll just roll with it. It's a bigger one. That's what size it is. So we're going to use this for Rouge. Rouge is a Grammostola Rosea. They do tend to like a fair amount of substrate. I am going to try to alleviate some of the burrowing by providing a hide. If it will fit in this enclosure, we'll see. But first of all, we just need to get some dirt in here. And what I'm going to do is a mix of this Reptisoil and then regular Eco Earth. The Reptisoil has peat, moss, soil, and sand. It's a nice mix I believe, for my burrowing species. Usually I put it in things that's going to have more humidity, but I will use it for the burrowing just because it adds a little bit of heft to the Eco Earth. But let's start off with just putting some Eco Earth in there and making a big cloud of dust in my apartment, which I'm sure my wife will love. But let's go ahead and try to do that without getting it all over the place. But we're going to use a lot here to start off. Should be enough for now. Let's see, I did get it all over the table. But let's go ahead and mix that, spread it out, and then we'll add some of this Reptisoil. And I mean, this is definitely by no means a requirement. Roseas would be perfectly fine with just Eco Earth. I'm just doing this for looks, and like I said, just because I think it adds a little weight. This one's real dusty. Adds a little weight and heft. Okay. Well, let me take off my watch. Alright, so now let's spread this out and just mix it all together. Because who doesn't like playing in some dirt? Alright, that should be pretty good. Now let's go ahead and, a smarter person would probably use some gloves of some sort. Let's go ahead and see test fit for this. Looks like it will work. So that's good. But before we put that in there, I want to add some litter just to make it a little bit more natural. So I'm going to do that with some sphagnum moss, and then I have some safe leaves that we can use. So let's just put a whole bunch of this in here. This is mostly for decoration because I'm not going to be using the moss for moisture really, because I keep Rouge dry with just a water dish. She seems perfectly happy with that, even though she has historically liked to play in her water. Not covered up, literally play in it. Caught her upside down in it when she was a sling and scared the bejesus out of me. Alright, now I got some leaves. Just to kind of make it have a little bit more natural look. There you go. That looks pretty good. Now what I should have done already, but I'm just going to do just in case, is just kind of press everything down just to make sure it's nice and compact. And that's definitely a perfect amount of room. Rouge will be able to, kind of stretch out a bit on the side, but not too much to cause any kind of risk of fall damage. So next, let's go ahead and place this guy in here. It's not going to really go anywhere because it fits quite tight. Alright, so now we should just need to get the water dish that's currently in our enclosure, put that in there, and we should be ready to go. So let's get her ready. Okay, so we got Rouge into her new home. Hopefully she'll be happier, and like I said before, I will go ahead and going forward going to be changing up my tarantula space because obviously there's some flaws in it, so that needs to be worked out. But yeah, thank you guys for all your support and your patience with me. Let's go, you know what, before I do that spiel, let's get a close-up here of Rouge before she goes into her hide, because she is very pretty and worth looking at. Sorry for shaky cam. Here she is. She is the red color form, so she does have that pink hue. And she is just gorgeous. And you can find more pictures of her on my Instagram. It's just Casey Tarantulas. But yeah, again, like I was saying, thanks for all the support, guys, and your patience. I'm going to go ahead and put this lid on before she decides to crawl out. There we go. But yeah, I will be making more videos, I promise. I just got to get back in the swing of things. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good Memorial weekend.